I've been told to open up by saying that I'm from Ireland, and I've that's not funny. I am from Ireland, and I flew in here this evening, and my arms are pretty tired. So I'm conscious about doing this on a different land because there's that pond that's between Ireland and Canada. They call it a pond, pretty big pond, isn't it? 3,000 miles of water. And maybe that this would be lost in translation somewhere. Maybe that Irish storytelling is different to Canadian storytelling, something like that. But here goes. The dance. She had a boyfriend. The first time he came to the city, I bought him a beer, and I left before he could reciprocate. He thought I was a nice guy. That was about 3 weeks before the dance. I'd been asking her for 3 weeks to go to the dance, but she wouldn't go. On the day before the dance, her housemates convinced her, and I got her a ticket. They took photographs of us in the hallway and told us we looked well together. But she didn't look well. She put on too much makeup and a gaudy dress. I told her that as we bought each other shot after shot of absinthe. She said, sometimes girls want to look pretty. I said, you look pretty without that dress, in your old clothes. That was in a bar across from the hotel. The hotel had opened up all its rooms, so it was like a house party. It was like the doctor's son in the village, his house, and it was a free-for-all. We found friends in the front lounge and bought more absinthe. There was a fight in the car park outside. Men in monkey suits chased each other between parked cars. One of them fell, and the others kicked, and the dust rose up until he was obscured. When I turned away from the window, she was gone. I knocked on the ladies' bathroom. Another girl answered. She said, I think she's in the last cubicle. I said, can you get her? She said, she seems kind of upset. What did you do to her? Nothing, I said. I said, would you like to get a drink? She said, now I see, and closed the door. I went down to the main hall and I found a girl that I'd been talking to. She was from Dublin. And girls from Dublin, if you're outside Dublin, that accent. Thank you. I tried to pull her underneath the table, but she wasn't coming. So I left her. That was about midnight, I suppose. We stayed till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I was on my way home, and I met the girl outside a petrol station underneath the lights that show the petrol prices. She changed into her old clothes, and I told her again. But she still said, sometimes girls want to look pretty. In the courtyard, in the forecourt of the petrol station, there were some of the guys in the monkey suits, and they were harassing the Oriental attendant. Every time we went to the back of the store, they said, you've got my order wrong, or I want Lucozade Sport instead of Lucozade Orange. And she said, you know we can't be together. And I said, I know, but I was lying. She said, but we have to be friends. We really are good friends. And I said, I know, and I was lying again. Inside in the forecourt, the Oriental attendant said, this is the last time I'm going to the back of the store. And the boys just laughed. They said, you'll go every time we ask you to go. I took a walk down to the quayside, and there was a ship down there. It was unloading grain off a boat onto the back of a truck. And the homeless guys were watching the grain. They were in a group. They were sitting with their backs against one of the old grain silo buildings. They were passing the bottles and the flagons round, and they looked like the happiest people I'd ever seen. Except one, he stood aside from them. He stood apart from them. He was reading a newspaper that was on the ledge of a boarded up window. And he turned around and he looked at me and he said, "Have you any sandwiches?" And I said, "I don't have any sandwiches." He said, "Don't get me those egg mayonnaise sandwiches. The egg was rotten the last time. And where's the soup?" I said, "I'm not with the homeless charity." He said, "Where are the sandwiches?" I said, "I don't have any sandwiches." And the woman, the only woman with them, said, "He hasn't got any sandwiches." And the guy said, "Shut up, slut." One of the other guys stood with his fist clenched, and all the change came tumbling out of his pockets, and all the other homeless people scarpered around the blocks trying to find the coins. And I went up to the guy, and he was reading, the newspaper he was reading was on the racing pages, and it was all pen marked on the margins. And I said, "Have you got any tips?" He said, "No." 2 months later, we didn't get together. Thank you.